Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that time of the week that we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your humble host, Eric. How are you? Good. Now let's do the news, because what you really want to do before doing funny stuff is talk about really bad news. So as we are going to press tonight all over the airwaves is another mass shooting at an elementary school, this time in Texas. Again, man, I feel bad, but I just don't even know what to say at this point. I really don't. It's in the hometown of actor Matthew McConaughey. And if you're like wondering why this feels different, it's because it's the 27th school shooting that's taken place this year, because that's where we're at. And I would, you know, I hate to say it, but I prefer to cover like, you know, funny shooting stories like this headline in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution: police shooting at McDonald's not related to Taco Bell shooting yards away. Now that at least I can be mildly amused at. Right on. So the big news tonight, of course, is there are 9 primary races to watch throughout the United States.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Let's just sit with that for a minute. I mean, I know this isn't the point of the show, and I'm not saying this for any of the podcast listeners or anything like that. I mean, but I am saying it for those of us who are here now. Like, what happened today is hell. It's what hell is. Jack says you're sharing the wrong screen, by the way.
Oh, am I?
Eric.
Thanks.
Yeah. So it's hell, and we're in this weird place. All of us, not just, you know, right now, but all of us are always in this weird place of like, we live in hell. And so it's kind of like in Minnesota, you can only complain. You only feel like you can complain about the snow so many times a year, you know, because
right.
At some point it's just like, fuck, it's really goddamn cold outside. And I think that we have the same tension that we feel in this society, in this country, where this fucking shit happens. And there's this deep, painful knowledge that this is likely not the last time.
You want to know the other
and
deeply cutting?
It just hurts. It just churns and goes and goes and goes.
I just want to state that one of the most deeply hurtful parts about this is that this is a uniquely American problem. If this were happening in Canada and Germany and Russia and Italy, if this were happening everywhere, I would be like, well, you know, human beings be crazy. But it's not. It's just us.
Yeah.
And I know we can be better because I can see the rest of the world. Okay, I'm gonna just.
Yeah, we're not even dreaming about. It's not even saying like, imagine a world where this doesn't happen. We can just fucking look at our neighbors.
Yeah.
So this is not happening in their house. No. This is not, I'm not talking about a fucking fairy tale here. I'm talking about like a lived reality for most of the world.
Yeah. So anyway, just absolute insanity.
Okay. I think the only thing to do is a hard reset.
Yep.
And even if you keep it in, but I think for anybody listening, for those of you here, I can promise you there will be no memes about that. There will be no memes about any school shooting.
No.
So that's Eric's speedily deleting half of his set. but seriously,
transgender memes now.
let me go here and just say, Eric, what else happened this week?
Well, a lot of crazy stuff. I would like to say again, just getting back to the whole shooting thing, that last week you'll remember that we also had to talk about Texas. And I would just like to point out that Illinois and especially Chicago catches a lot of static for gun crimes. But how about maybe we do a little pushback here and start branding Texas as a lawless Republican hellscape? Huh? Anybody with me? Because I mean, they are really going out of their way to make America 1865 again. And that's all I got to say about that. Speaking of insanity,
which is oddly not even the best year in the 1860s. It's
no.
like, why,
Yeah, I know.
They're just wrong even about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, right? Terrible taste in guns, governors, and years. So
compared to 61, 65 was gauche.
So all kinds of crazy folks in Texas, as we were talking about, and Georgia. Got me rooting for Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, which is blowing my mind. The humiliation for Purdue, who's the Trump endorsed candidate, is imminent. So those will be fun to watch. We got also in the Georgia Senate, just absolutely insane. Herschel Walker? I don't know if you've heard this guy.
That's right.
But he's just QAnon conspiracy illiterate and tons of fun. That this is who Republicans are sending. I don't even know what to say. There's absolutely just there are so many crazy things to watch tonight. I don't even know where to keep my eye on it. Arkansas governorship. We got Sarah Huckabee Sanders not, staying down, like being like a monster in a movie, just coming back when you thought she was gone. Anyway, so how about some slightly good news? As we were going to press, the Massachusetts Attorney General has ruled that Exxon must go to trial over alleged climate crimes, and that includes lying about their impact on the climate. And this is an interesting lawsuit because this actually says that they were lying about what their company was worth, lying about their liabilities. And when you start messing with capital, sometimes there's a smidgen of justice. So fingers crossed for that. Lastly, CDC announced that Champaign County is now high, really high. So I heard it here first.
Champaign County's been high. I haven't lived there in a long time.
Dude, look at that, man.
But if I would call it anything, I'd call it high.
Yeah. Now you'll note that home of Jeff Bailey, Peoria, up there, also high.
Actually, and I just read, I think it was in the Tribune or the Guardian, that actually every single case in Peoria County is Jeff Bailey.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
You know what, though, man? He runs a wicked salad bar. He really does. I mean, I see why people come back. You come for the salad, you stay for the COVID, but
But
so
the guy can tell a joke, so maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, and I just don't want to end the news there, so I'm going to do this one. This is our friend of the show, most amazing painter in the world. Oh God, is it Jack Ross? No, Bob Ross. Holy cow! 3 panels saying, I had a man come to me and he said, Bob, I could never paint because I'm colorblind. So I thought today we'd do a picture in gray just to show that anyone can paint. And he paints a nice mountain landscape in only gray for the colorblind folks. And I needed that little nugget of wholesome to chew on. Also, a friend of the show,
really nice.
Stephen Abram, I think is retired because all he is doing is coming up with old man jokes, and just so many. Say you've come back to the office after a while and your coworkers aren't there. He has a very interesting vacation prank that I like, which is just sprinkling sprouts into their keyboard. It's a lovely keyboard loaded with sprouts. I gotta say, I don't know. I mean, it would get some laughs. I'm not sure if it would get laughs from everybody in the office, but a lot of people in the office would laugh.
Man, if they could live through a whole day of me charting, I think it would help my mental health.
Yeah.
If it would work.
I do want to feel it. I do truly want to feel it. If I got a whole busted keyboard, I may try it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I tell you that is the end of the news from Facebook for the Blind for May 24th, 2022.
Woo!
Heading on to my lovely co-host with funny memes, Michael LeBeau.
Thank you, Eric, for getting us through that.
Thank you.
Starting with Healthcare Ninja Possum, friend of the show, Healthcare Ninja Possum, says, what does your tattoo mean? It means I'm the most disappointing of the grandchildren. Next question. Dude, I felt this so deeply. Listen, my grandmother loved me, make no mistake, but I will never forget when she lined all us grandkids up, of which I'm the youngest, and she started with the eldest. She told each one of them what she was proud of them for. And then when it was my turn, she goes, well, bub, I'm praying for you. That's a true story. And listen, when your grandma tells you she's praying for you, she don't mean it nice. All right. Sally, friend of the show, Sally says, my dad bought 15 mangoes and didn't tell my mom. So she bought 10 mangoes, and now we are the people from the math problem. If you don't get that, it's been too long since you did a word problem in math class. Mm-hmm. Alex Slide _IDN says, all right, just maybe this is different. Let me just describe it first. So it looks like little girls wearing almost identical clothes. Like a pink jumper or something, little pink ribbons in their hair, and they're watching this television, and it's all on a white background. So what's on the television really jumps out, and it says the princesses and the villains, and the princesses is Cinderella and Jasmine, and the villains are the villains from The Little Mermaid, and what's the other one? Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah, Red
Queen. So they've also circled the midriff of Cinderella and Jasmine. Their waists are like
unrealistic,
impossibly, just
unrealistic.
just not humanly possible. And then the villains, they haven't circled them, but they're both quite rotund. And then when you look again at the little girls, you see the little girl who is I don't know, fatter, is on the side of the villains, looking at the villain characters, and then the other little girl is looking at the princesses. The idea behind this is just like the demonization of, like, whenever you lift up one body type, you just automatically demonize others. And I don't know. I found it sad and interesting. And moving on. This says that, well, I don't know what this picture says. Let's back up. What we are looking at here is a toilet and a roll of toilet paper, but it is in a room where there is no stall. It's just the toilet and the toilet paper, and it looks like it's just in a regular room. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chairs, all in rows facing this toilet. So it looks very much like a stage. And it says, I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here today.
It is because I am going to divulge the name of the murderer.
So, Candace Taylor tweeted, I am the only candidate bold enough to stand up to the Luciferian cabal. I just want to say right off the bat, this feels anti-Semitic to me, but Candace Taylor is not a friend of the show, eternal enemy of the show. I am the only candidate bold enough to stand up to the Luciferian cabal. Elect me governor of Georgia, and I will bring the satanic regime to its knees and demolish the Georgia Guidestones. Join me in the fight. Hashtag tear them down.
Do you know about those stones?
No.
Oh, dude. So ridiculous. So weird mystery shell corporation buys some property. These things go up. Nobody sees them go up. They're inscribed with these weird sort of, I don't know, Unitarian alien sounding commandments, including that the population of the earth shall not exceed like 500 million people or 1 billion people or something like that. And a whole bunch of stuff. And all the conspiracy theorists love this crap. And it's like, it's it wasn't placed there by ancient Egyptians. I mean, some rich
Yeah, right.
people in Georgia put this crap up, and who knows if it's a false flag. I mean, what? Anyway, there you go. Yeah, they're dumb. Don't look at it.
So maybe that's a good time to see what I thought was the best possible reply to this incredible tweet.
Excellent.
This reply comes from Sabretooth Nietzsche, who says, "Ma'am, it was my understanding that Georgia had solved its double problems with a fiddling contest."
Perfect.
I got 3 memes left for this round.
Okay.
This is one of those. This is one of those signs you see at the top of the bus, like where you or the train, where you hold onto the handrail. But it's been ripped, so I don't know what it used to say. I think it used to say "give up your seat for," and then it lists different people that you should consider giving your seat up for. But now, because it's been ripped, it just says "give up, pregnant ladies." folks who may be people who need, seniors even.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't know, is it telling me to give all of these different kinds of people up, or is it just telling those people to just give up? I don't
just give up.
I don't know, but it's pretty important.
That's hilarious.
This is my new friend of the show. It's a Twitter page that's just called "Is Henry Kissinger Dead Yet?"
Nice.
And I'm just going to read this from 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 4 days ago. Is Henry Kissinger dead yet? No. And the motherfucker is literally turning 99 this week. 4 days ago. Is Henry Kissinger dead yet? No. Sorry, guys. 2 days ago. Is Henry Kissinger dead yet? No. And we honestly didn't think we'd have to run this account this long. And my last tweet for the wholesome round is Hot Pockets, at Hot Pockets, blue checkmark Hot Pockets, tweeted 5 days ago from when I snagged this. You think your life is hard? Try being stuffed with meat 24/7. That is a real tweet by Hot Pockets.
Wow.
And at Cheese Raven 11 has a picture of one of those TV preachers, and he's praying, and it says, "Jesus, I see what you've done for other people, and I want that for me."
Nice.
And back to you, Eric, for your round one.
Nice. All right. Round one, fairly wholesome round. Trademarked segment of Facebook for the Blind. Oops, hang on. I'm going to be running a new recurring segment here that I like to call News That Didn't Fit Into the News and Will Make the Pope Smile. Houston Chronicle runs this story entitled "Southern Baptist Leaders Covered Up Sexual Abuse Crisis for Decades. A New Investigation Reveals." And I think the Pope is smiling about that one. This next one's from friend of the show, Mike Ingram for Champaign County. And it says, "Steve Harvey, name a fruit. Contestant, hamburger. The family on Family Feud." Good answer. Good answer. Picture Square Bob Sponge Pants shouting "good answer," and it really truly is every time. If you've ever watched Family Feud, Memes That Can Save the World, solid site that you should be following. Memes That Can Save the World reposts Old Head Energy saying Will Smith slapping Chris Rock stayed in the news cycle longer than 10 black people being slaughtered in a supermarket. Sad. And that's an interesting observation. This next one posted in Facebook for the Blind, a weekly meme cast. And if you're not following us, yes, you are. This one's from Communism, and it's a picture of one of these little, food trucks, except that it's called the Wake and Bake. Coffee, 2 donuts, and a blunt, $6.95. And it is captioned, "This is the future the left wants." Correct.
That was made by a leftist. They're like, "We found it.
Yeah.
This is actually what we want."
Which I believe might have been somewhat inspiring that a friend of the show, Tom Snarry, posted pandemonium donuts for the calorie splurge of the week. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. He's posted a picture of 2 encrusted pandemonium donuts, different colors and creaminess and whatnot. And all I could even say to him was, "Holy crap, I didn't know they'd legalized that in Illinois. This is the future the left wants."
Just for our listeners, it looks like a unicorn shit in a plate.
It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm getting diabetes looking at a picture of this, and my tongue is melting. All right, get about 5 more left for this round. Memes that can save the world, making the second appearance in this segment with Nat, who posts 20-something. My rent is in Crete, some guy. Why do you live somewhere so expensive? Have you considered moving into a dilapidated shack in a swamp? You think there aren't jobs? My buddy just got a job kidnapping children for bog witches. It's not glamorous, but it pays well. This gent... Yes, some guy, trademark, is always there as soon as you speak those words. Friend of the show, Steve Rendell, posts the following question and answer. Question: why are the pyramids in Egypt? Answer: they were too big to haul to the British Museum. This is, of course, in response to Greece and debating with the British Museum about whether all that Parthenon marble that they have in the British Museum was removed from rubble or, you know, hacked out of the Parthenon. But regardless, it's their stuff. And why are the pyramids in Egypt? Well, they're pretty big. Next up,
my cousin, I'll never forget. Talking to my cousin, he's sitting there and well, let me just back up. Randy and Ricky Dale are talking, and Randy says to Ricky Dale, he says, I'll be honest with you. He said, I think I know where those pyramids came from. And Ricky Dale's like, where? He said, I think aliens. I honestly think the pyramids came from aliens. And Ricky Dale's jaw hits the floor, and he said, you think Mexicans did all that? Yeah. Even for a moment, Ricky Dale thought that Randy believed that somehow people from Mexico got over to Egypt. Like, I do not understand what had to happen, or maybe how little had to happen in his brain.
Here's all I know. You've easily told me that story 3 times, and you just hurt me again.
It fucks my brain up every time.
Oh, God. That is so funny. I can't see for the tears in my eyes now. All right, 4 more for this wholesome round segment from friend of the show, George. George, thanks for listening to the show. He's got a 2-panel here. Top map is the most popular fast food chain in every state, and it is a sea of red. A lot of McDonald's in the Northwest. We've got some In-N-Out Burger in the Southern California, and mostly Culver's covering, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A just covering a huge swath of America from Colorado all the way over to Pennsylvania and all the way up to Minnesota. And then the bottom picture is from, I don't know, Doom. I have no idea. It's a dude in hell with a sawed-off shotgun labeled as Culver's, and he's picking up Chick-fil-A demons from a lake of fire. Culver's holding out in the midst of Chick-fil-A demons surrounded on all sides. So Culver's is popular up in Minnesota, I guess, is the point of that meme.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I actually live in the basement of a Culver's.
Excellent, dude.
It's just one big Culver's. Like if you go topside,
like you gotta take an elevator 3 floors up. Yeah. Open the blast doors.
The rest of the city is underground.
All right. Moving on. BGG official, Baby Grow Gang, publishes Dollar Tree went up 25%. Chicken wings doubled in price. Most grocery store meats are at least 13% higher. Gas is up 40%. Dude, this is just the beginning. And Cocaine Coolie replies, toothpaste was $7.49 the other day. I just stole it. Wasn't even out of my price range. It was just disrespectful, to be honest. Give you an idea how bad inflation is. I told that joke to my Christian conservative mother, and she laughed. About one of the 10 commandments being violated. People, telling you, that's a funny joke right there. All right, last 2. Best Cow posts, the formula shortage is an example of how free market capitalism does exactly what right-wing fearmongers think socialism will do. And I've seen many permutations of this, to the point where I'm realizing it's easier to just like watch right-wing news and just flip it around and say they're projecting, and then you can understand exactly what's going on. Yeah, capitalism. Yeah, you guys are screwing it up. Got it. And finally,
they always tell us to be afraid. Like, if we ever turn communist, people are gonna lose their jobs and live on the streets. It's like him. Like this. I'm always seeing someone just like that. What do you fucking mean?
You know, and it kills me, especially when I hear like a Texas person talking about communists, and they're just like, you know, in Cuba they've got rolling blackouts. And you're like, really?
Tell me more about Cuba, Texas. How far is that town from your town?
Tell me about how they can't keep the power on. And then they always go, well, hey man, look over there, illegals. And that's their whole playbook there. All right, last one.
That's it.
From a friend of the show and one of the only fraternities that I like, Pi Omega Omega here in Champaign, posting a picture, says final stage of manhood, being able to grow 4 mustaches. And we see a man. We see a man with white hair, and he has a nice Wilford Brimley, walrus style mustache, and directly below it, a second mustache on his lower lip in the exact same shape. And then you notice that he also has eyebrows in exactly the same shape. And I must say, that is the final stage of manhood. That is assuming your final form, being able to grow 4 mustaches.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Round 2.
Woohoo!
Picture of Margaret Thatcher, and right next to her is a quote that says, "The problem with pissing on my grave is that eventually you run out of piss." I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is not a direct quote from Margaret Thatcher. Glow Fuck Yourself finally made it to the show this week. Hello, Glow Fuck Yourself. We love you, friends of the show. If you're not following Glow Fuck Yourself, go fuck yourself. A picture of no, not Hercules. This is He-Man, right? This is He-Man.
He-Man. Yep.
Picture of He-Man. And at first I didn't get it. He-Man sitting there with a smile, and it says, "It was never a loincloth." And then when you examine the picture a little more closely, you realize that He-Man is holding an electric razor in one hand, and he has shaved his hairy loincloth around his hip. And you see that we've been looking at his waist hair the whole time. I don't know.
Okay, I would like to reassess my previous statement about the final stage of manhood.
This is the final stage of manhood.
When you can grow an entire loincloth of mustaches around your waist.
When you can grow loin hair, like enough to make a loincloth.
Like when you're on
win.
When you're on vacation in Mexico, if people offer to braid it for you in cornrows.
Adrienne Marie Brown has this quote that says, "When life shuts a door, open it again. It's a door. That's how they work." Great point. Here's a great picture of Timon and Pumbaa, and then above, and they're kind of walking, singing, and then you see Simba says, "My uncle killed my father and is trying to kill me now." And then Timon and Pumbaa's response is, "Oh wow, have you tried just not fucking worrying about it?" This is a classic meme format, and it's from the Orange County Choppers, I think, or something like that. Anyway, these guys made motorcycles. They had a reality TV show. It's the dad and the son, and each panel is one of them, and then the next one. So the first one, then the next one, and they're yelling at each other. It escalates. One of them at the end throws a chair. The other one storms out. So the first one, the dad says, "The Lord be with you," and his son says, "And also with you. Lift up your hearts." He throws the chair. "We lift them up to the Lord," and he's storming out and says, "Let us give thanks to the Lord our God." This is when you know the meme is finally broken. Like it's over now. There's not. We don't need it anymore. I think I have 2 more memes for this round.
Okay.
Yeah. And this one is from Emilio at Emilio Badilio, who says, "Friends that check up on you." And then we see a text exchange between Emilio and Kevin. And Kevin says, "Are you okay?" And Emilio says, "No." And Kevin says, "All right, just checking." Honestly, that's a great friend to me. I'll take it. Thanks for checking.
Sure.
And finally, for this round, blow fuck yourself. Coming out strong in the second round.
Nice.
As is 2 panels from the cartoon The X-Men from the 90s. And the first panel is Jean Grey and Cyclops making out. They're sitting on the floor making out. And Cyclops is labeled microwave heat, and Jean Grey is labeled plate. And then the next panel, that's right, microwave heat and plate making out. The next panel, we've zoomed out now, and we see microwave heat and plate making out in the corner, and we see a very, very downtrodden Wolverine looking sadly directly into the camera. And Wolverine is labeled my burrito, which has somehow been left out of the heat between the plate and the microwave. Nice. Every goddamn time.
Nice. All right, heading into round 2 with my bizarre set of stuff. Starting off with the, once again, Facebook for the Blind Weekly Memecast page. This is a tweet, and it is replying to @MoonPie. "Your time is wasted managing a social media account." @MoonPie. "Buddy, it's Saturday night, and you're talking to a marshmallow sandwich on the internet." Kind of gives you perspective. Moving on. Yeah. This one is a 5-panel, and this is called, oh wait, I looked up the title of it. It's that's right, the Increasingly Buff SpongeBob 5-panel, which is a multi-panel of exploitables showing the image of SpongeBob from SpongeBob SquarePants with different amounts of muscle mass. So we got a 5-panel here, and he's really happy and small. In the beginning says, "Star Trek is just a fantasy and shouldn't be taken seriously." A little bit more buff in panel 2. "Star Trek portrays communism as a good thing, but it could never actually work in the real world. Star Trek portrays what humanity could become, but we'll never get there because the only way it works is magic replicators. And finally, in his fullest, buffest state, the only barriers to post-scarcity today are artificial ones defined by capitalism. We currently have the technical ability to end hunger and poverty anytime we wish. It's just not profitable." Which I think is hilarious. From the capitalist side of things, we've got one of these nice little quotes with a smart guy on it that you see on the internet all the time. This one's labeled "Billionaire Mindset." We have a picture of Elon Musk, and it says, Elon Musk once said, "Hey, sorry I showed you my penis. Here's $250,000. Please don't tell anyone." Which is accurate.
That's a billionaire for you.
Yep. Billionaire mindset, man. Manifest it, Elon. This one's related, a headline that I just particularly loved. "Billionaires sent to space weren't expecting to work so hard on the International Space Station. The first private astronauts, who paid $55 million to journey to the ISS, needed some hand-holding from the regular crew." God, I wish I could have seen that feed. Like, you know what I mean? You wouldn't even lift a finger in 0G, you bourgeoisie yuts. All right. Friend of the show, Corey Showtime Robinson. If you're not following Corey Showtime Robinson, you are missing out. "Them pineapple does not go on pizza. Keep your fruit off my pizza." Me. Okay, so no sauce? People really do get upset and like to argue and come to blows when it comes to pizza toppings here in Illinois, at least. So,
and they don't like to admit that tomato is a fruit.
No, and I'm loving this because this showstopper is going to every one of these exchanges that I have from now on. It's going to be fun. Friend of the show, Dean Geiken. Dean, thanks for listening. You're a trooper. He posts one that I saw going around quite a bit, which is from M, who posts, accessories can really boost a woman's self-confidence. For example, I know I would feel 10 times sexier if I carried a sword with me at all times. I can see that. I can see that. I've often thought about nunchucks. Dean says that the women in his life would probably be better off with an axe or a war hammer. I'm like, yeah, I can see that with the women of Dean's life that I know. Okay. Oh, crap. Oh, I lost something. Okay. This is a picture of Baby Yoda just saying, I used to care, but I take a pill for that now. Crap. I got to get back to my, here we go. Ay, caramba. I had a whole thing queued up. Okay, we'll fix it in post. God damn it. Oh no. My extreme apologies, people. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it next round. Sorry, terrible close. Terrible close. What can I say? I had 4 more lined up and I blew it.
It's all right. Here we go. Round 3. Starting off with at LaserGiant1.
Ooh.
Who says, if you don't know what this is, don't talk to me about Marx. Anybody who has ever worked in a restaurant knows that what we are looking at is how you change the fountain drinks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The philosopher. Then this is the end of my Marx segment. It says the philosopher shirt, and it says my complete understanding of Marx, and it's a picture of the grandpa from The Simpsons, and he's shaking his fist and screaming, and it says old man yells at money. That's it. That's all I know about Marx.
Awesome.
Vice News, I actually snagged this. It's just an actual headline. It's horrifying. And this is in reference to 192 House Republicans who voted against a $28 million emergency funding bill to address the baby formula shortage. That's right. Almost 200 House Republicans voted against it.
Yeah.
And the headline that Vice came out with was, Republicans just voted against feeding the baby they're forcing you to have.
Yeah. And I'd just like to point out that this point is being made very tightly by Vice News, a media outlet started by Gavin McInnes of the Proud Boys, not by Democrats, not by the Democrats. You could just toss them a ball at any point in the game as close to the final yard line as you wanted, and they'll fumble. Because that's tight.
Yeah, they're dog shit at politics. The thing is, though, I'm becoming more and more disillusioned. I don't think that the problem with the Democrats is messaging. I think the problem that the Democrats face is that something like 40% of this country is actually fascist, and that's I don't know how the fuck you message somebody out of fascism. So,
that's a good point.
Moving on. DJKLMNX, friend of the show. Says you're not going in circles, and then we see a picture of what looks to me like a circle, but it's like how would we describe this? It looks like maybe like it looks like a circle with a circle in the middle, and then you see the next picture and it says you just need to see differently. So you're not going in circles, you just need to see differently. And now we realize we've been looking at the top of something, and now we're looking at the side of it, and it's a spiral. So it's like you're not just going in circles, you just need a new perspective, and you'll see. And Jaeger Bombastic was taken, says, yes, a downward spiral, of course.
It all becomes
You're
clear.
not going in circles, you're going down.
Seriously, hilarious.
Trash Can Paul. Fucking love you, Trash Can Paul. Welcome to the show.
Is that the first appearance of Trash Can Paul?
First appearance of Trash Can Paul this
Wow.
show, yeah. 3rd round. But it's a doozy and sticks with what has turned out to be a He-Man theme for me tonight. Skeletor. Skeletor is lecturing. He's got glasses on. And it says, ladies, mansplaining is short for man explaining. So fucking obnoxious. Matt, friend of the show at Matt the Brand, says, I don't want to quote unquote do things or quote take care of myself, end quote. I want to quote sit very still and eat noodles, end quote. Same. And my last one for the third and penultimate round is from Go Fuck Yourself. And first we see a church sign that says, "Come, honor, faith." And then the next picture, we see the exact same sign with the exact same words, same picture, except they've superimposed Mike Tyson's face in the bottom right-hand corner. So this time you read it in Mike Tyson's voice, which is a very, very different message.
Nice.
Come, honor, faith. Back to you, Eric.
Very fun. Very fun. Very fun. All right. Couple fun things here. Oh, I'm overusing the word fun. Apologies. What can I say? So kicking things off for round 3, just want to let you know that there are currently 69 unionized Starbucks in America. Say it with me. Nice.
Nice.
Next up. Oh, that's Moon Pie again. We already did that. Oh God, no, where's my other set? Oh crap. Wow, dude, I'm screwing up left and right today. Oh my God, this is I already did this whole thing. Man, I've never screwed up this way before. Okay, here we go. This is a picture of a man sitting on a couch, and it is captioned, "You can't expect someone to fall in love with you through your constant shit posting." And the man is saying, well, first of all, through God, all things are possible. So jot that down. Moving on. This one is a picture of a man standing next to his car, and it's captioned, 10 years ago, I was addicted to drugs. Now I have a wife, family, car, and a great job. Panel number 2 is a penguin taking a note. It says, noted, step 1, get addicted to drugs.
Nice.
I like it's a good step by step there. This next one is from McSweeney's, and it is called Selected Negative Teaching Evaluations of Jesus Christ. The first line is, very inconvenient class, always holds lectures on top of mountains in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, but never on campus. And I also pulled a few favorites here. He's nice enough, I guess, but he doesn't vet his TAs. They all provide completely different conflicting lecture notes. Tip, try getting into Luke's section.
Yeah, that is a good tip.
Quote 2, by week 1, I was already tired of his anti-rich pro-Samaritan bullshit. I wanted to take a course in Christianity, not liberalism. and finally, kind of absent-minded. My name's Simon, and he's called me Peter for an entire semester.
It's awesome.
I thought McSweeney's batted it out of the park this time. And moving on, this is my final for round 3 here. This is the front of an establishment that is called Satan's Anus, world's first glory hole restaurant. And I posted it with, some of the best places are a little hole in the walls. Satan's Anus, world's first glory hole restaurant. No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions. I think all that leaves is our post with the most, right?
Post with the most, yeah.
All right, here we go. My post with the most this week, not original content, which is too bad. But it's a picture of somebody like what looks like an Easter play to me. But definitely a depiction of Jesus with the cross on his shoulder. And in the same font as the Passion of the Christ, they've written the passive aggression of the Christ. And then we see Jesus is saying, no, it's fine. I'll carry
it. No, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. No, I don't mind.
No,
I don't mind.
No. Sure. Why not? I do
His
everything.
Face does look really incredulous, like it's fine.
Yeah, not even I want to speak to a manager. Fine, just fine. And my post with the most, rounding out this round, that sounds wrong, Eva, friend of the show, Eva, if you're not following Eva, I don't know, maybe you should. Says, I'm just remembering that my second year in America, somebody asked me to validate their parking, which is my first time hearing the phrase. And after blinking stupidly in silence for a full 5 seconds, I said, well, parking is really hard, but I'm sure you did it really well. And that, I believe, concludes an episode of Facebook for the Blind for May 24th, 2022.
Woo! Love you, George.
Woo! Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week.